Hey y'all, it's Dawn, and I'm so glad you're back. I've got another fun, budget-friendly DIY video for you today. This is another collab, and I'll tell you more about it in a minute. Now for the first DIY. I used 3 pieces of craft wood and cut them with my miter saw down to 3.5 by 4.5 inches. I painted them all with folk art Castle Chalet chalk paint and dried them with my heat gun. On one of the little signs, I applied a layer of chalk couture surface wax and buffed it out. I got this reusable mesh stencil on Amazon. You can find it in my Amazon store if you're interested. I defuzzed the stencil a couple of times before applying it to the painted wood. I removed the air bubbles using my hands and a roller. I pulled out my chalk couture bright white paste and realized it was a little thick. So I added a squirt of distilled water and stirred it well. If you find your chalk paste has thickened up, this is what chalk couture recommends. But make sure you use distilled water and not tap water. I sprayed it in and just mixed up the chalk paste really well. I started out by applying a thick layer of chalk paste over the stencil. Then removed the excess paste, placing it back in the container. I removed the stencil and look at how amazing it turned out. I've been using chalk couture for a few months now and I love it, especially for backgrounds like this one. I used a tumbling tower block and hot glued it to the back of the sign. I glued it just a little above the bottom. By doing this, the sign will stand up on its own. If you attach it evenly with the bottom of the sign, you will find that it will tip over very easily. So make sure you come up just a little to keep this from happening. For the next tier tray wood sign, I created this monogram using a file from Design Bundles. I'll leave a link to the file in the description for you. I sized the monogram and cut it out using my Cricut. After weeding the vinyl, I applied some transfer tape and applied it to the sign. For the third sign, I used this square and drew lines with a pencil to give it a different look. I wasn't worried about the lines being the same distance from each other, but I did want them to be straight. I created this design in Design Space and used another Design Bundles file called Doodle Plant, which I'll also leave in the description. I love how stinking cute these turned out. These items can be made in colors of your choice. I personally love neutral colors, and it's something besides black and white. Let me know in the comments what your color palette would be. Cuteness alert, everyone. I had to show y'all what my adorable yet crazy cat, Princess, was doing while I was recording. I guess she thought it was real grass. I'm not really sure. But it was so cute. And just look at those eyes. Yeah, she's spoiled rotten. Now back to the DIYs. I know, we all have a good idea how to make a garland, but I still wanted to show you this super simple garland I made for a tier tray. I used some white string. It's kind of like kite string. I wrapped a piece of tape around the end of the string to make it easier to string the beads. I poured some of the beads out of this Dollar Tree container just so they were easier to get to, and began stringing the beads. I can't remember how many beads it was, but I used all the beads I had in this container because I wanted a really long garland. When I was finished, I cut the tape off and tied a knot at both ends. I left a little slack in the string so the beads would be able to move and I could arrange them in different ways with different items. In my opinion, it's not Farmhouse unless you have beads. What do you think about beaded garlands? Let me know in the comments. Today's video is part of the What Would You Make collab with some very special crafters. This is a monthly collab hosted by Zana from OK at Home DIY and Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. This month's co-host is Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. All 3 of these ladies are amazing crafters, so make sure you go and check out their channels. I'll leave links to their channels along with a link to this month's playlist in the description. Now, back to the DIYs. I wanted a neutral colored book stack I could use year-round in my home. I removed the embellishments from this little Christmas book stack and scraped the hot glue from the top. I used a Dollar Tree sanding block to remove some of the ink on the spines and a baby wipe to remove the dust left behind. I painted the first book with Folk Art Castle Chalet chalk paint. I've used it in several DIYs now and I absolutely love the color. I repainted the next book with Waverly ink chalk paint. And also applied more Waverly white chalk paint to the third book just to freshen it up and cover the ink from Christmas. I cut out the words using my Cricut and then applied the vinyl to the spines of the books. I used a free font from DaFont called Kitchen Home, so if you like this font, be sure to check it out on dafont.com. I love this font and have used it several times on different projects, and the best thing is, it's free. I tried to align the vinyl on each book so they were even. I didn't glue the books together, so I'd be able to display them laying down or standing up. These books will work for almost any season with their neutral color. Let me know in the comments what color scheme you would use in your home. I painted this little house I got from a flea market a while back with 2 coats of folk art Castle Chalet chalk paint, drying it between coats with my heat gun, of course. I created this design in Design Space, cut it out with my Cricut, weeded it, and applied it to transfer tape. I then applied it to the top portion of the little wood house. It was adorable just like this, and if you wanted to leave it, you could. But I decided to use a piece of twine as an accent. I wrapped the twine around the little house a couple of times and tied a simple bow to one side. And oh my goodness, just look at how stinking cute it turned out. And I absolutely love this color. Let me know in the comments what your favorite color scheme is. I love how stinking cute all 4 of these DIYs turned out, and they are so adorable on this Target tier tray. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please take a second to like this video and leave me a comment. This really helps my channel to grow so others just like yourself can find me. If you just found me, I hope you will join our little family by hitting the subscribe button. If you are already part of the family, thank you so much for your love and support. Y'all are the absolute best. Check out my new Amazon store for craft supply and farmhouse home decor recommendations. All the products I use from Amazon in my videos can be found there. Until next time, happy crafting!